What's up, guys? It's Tribesman. Welcome back to Sakura Fantasy, Chapter 1, or episode, I think it's Chapter 1. Anyways, it's the only one that's been released, so that was a bit of useless information for you. When we left off, we had a little dream about the queen, Ardena, or Ardena. I don't know how to pronounce it. And then we did a little training with Kira. After an obscenely hard training session, I dragged myself back into the sleeping quarters. I think I've done the same exercises over 100 times today. Shield blocking, striking, defensive stances. My arms feel like they're going to fall off. She even made me push a boulder. Kira is dead serious about getting me into shape for this expedition. In fact, I don't think she's ever trained anyone as hard as this before. She must be worried about me if she's going to such lengths, though. There's some trauma from when she entered the mires last time. Yet she doesn't want to talk about it. The fact that she's willing to go with me despite her trauma must mean she really does care. I must not give up. If I endure this training, then I'll be ready for the mires. Maybe her trauma is why she's following me there in the first place. Either way, she's doing her best to make sure that I'm going to be ready for the mires. Seeing what she did to that wall on the way to the baths, I can only guess what taking a hit like that will do to me. Gwen enters the quarters, seeing me pulling off my armor. Kira's working you hard. Hold on. I don't remember how to do her voice. Kira's working. Nope. Kira's working you hard. Are you alright? God. I'm fine. I'm fine. It means I'm going to be better prepared for the mires, right? Right. It's possible to overtrain you now. I think that's what it was. I wanted to ask, Gwen. Why were you so upset before? Did the library mean a lot to you? I don't want to talk about it. Any business I have left in the capital is irrelevant now that the library's gone. Oh, that's why we're talking about the library. So please don't ask about it again. Anyway, Kira's been trying to get me to practice using my gift. She knows full well the risks. A stray bolt of lightning means fire. Fire means a lot of destruction. Have more faith in yourself than that, Gwen. You need to practice if you want to be able to make it through the mires. I know, but the risks. You shouldn't worry about the risks, Gwen. You have my permission, and I happen to know someone with a gift of water. Kira? Since when did she sneak in here? Gwen seems lost in her own thoughts, though. She doesn't even offer a response. Raylan, you did excellent work today. I've never seen you work up such a sweat before. We've only got a few more days before you have to set out for the mires. Keep up your training. Well, it was a given that she wasn't going to be over. That this wasn't going to be over. But I can say for sure that I'm going to be exhausted by the time we leave. For now, though, I think we should take the afternoon off. Sweet. What do you two think? I would like that right now. Then I guess it's settled. I'll see you both at training tomorrow. What? Minute after minute crawls by as I stare at the ceiling. It's long after my last training session of the day. Sleep just won't take me, despite how exhausted I am. Well, there's only one thing I can do at this hour to keep myself preoccupied. So, where should I Farsee tonight? Should I attempt to look into the mires again? I manage to make the image a bit clearer every time I do it. It leaves me with a terrible headache each time, though. Or perhaps I could see what Ardena is doing. I thought about it earlier today. Is she still the Empress when no one is looking? What? What does she do when there is no one else watching her? I've heard that her quarters are in the castle's highest tower. I know that I've been unable to look into the castle in the past, but just like the mires, I'm learning how to bypass whatever's blocking me. If I could just take a chance, I might be able to see what lies inside. What mysteries does the tallest tower of the castle hold? Guess I'll find out. The first thing I do before I begin farseeing is gotta clear your mind. Clearing my mind before I do is the best way to approach it. By sweeping away fear and doubt, I can concentrate and achieve the clarity I need. As I summon my courage, I can feel my mind leaving my body. You never get over the sense of vertigo that goes with farseeing. That moment before you feel like you're falling through the world. Until you can catch an updraft and direct yourself to wherever you want to go. Surprisingly, my vision isn't clouded this time. That was a weird noise. Thought there was something in my headset. Whatever was blocking me from seeing before has disappeared. Bit by bit, my mind swims through the cosmos and begins to form a clear vision. It's blurry at first, but edges grow sharper and eventually focuses. I've always wondered what the Empress does when no one is looking. As my mind focuses, I see... What? The Empress. It's a silken dress that barely covers anything at all. Looks like a curtain or something. Billowing in the wind, the silk shines in the moonlight. The cold light illuminates her skin too, making her seem even more ethereal and ghostly. It hardly seems appropriate for the leader of the capital. I feel so embarrassed for looking, but I can't look away. I'm never going to see anything like this again. Who is watching me? I have allowed you to form a vision so that I may confront you. What business do you have spying on the Empress? The gift of farseeing is a rare one, but I know its presence all too well. So, Raylan, why are you looking at me? A wandering eye can put you in dangerous places, you know. I'm more wondering why she's barely wearing anything. That's what you're thinking about. Oh? That's what you're wondering about? She can hear my thoughts as well? Just what is this Empress meant to be? Farseeing is not as one-sided as you think, guardsman. I can hear the whispers of your wandering spirit. More on why I'm here, just like this. I don't see why this is so unusual. There was a time where we weren't ashamed of our bodies. Or rather, where shame didn't even exist as a concept. We did not cover ourselves, nor was there a need to. Oh man, she's a nudist. Bodies, aren't. Besides, you aren't the one who's. Besides, aren't you the one who's invading someone else's privacy? She does have a point. Why would she need to wear clothes when no one else is around? God, Raylan's so dumb. That is correct. It seems like a strange idea that I should need to wear clothes at all, in fact. I'm not ashamed of my body that was given to me. Yet the council insists I must be dressed when I go to public. There are times where I get tired of being an Empress, but I know I cannot neglect my duty. The people need their invincible Empress above all else. To expose myself or to show myself as vulnerable as human, that would mean they would lose sight of the ideal that I represent. For every doomsayer who walks the streets, they can look towards this tower and be reassured that their Empress is with them. So that is my duty, to disguise my humanity, to be invincible, to be undying. It is only in these private moments that I can truly be human, to truly be myself. I wasn't expecting to get an idealistic lecture when I decided to peek at this tower. My siblings have long left this world, but I must remain. I must endure the passage of time for the sake of my people, wearing this silken dress and staring at the moon, not having to hide my body beneath layers of cloth and leather. It reminds me of how the world was a long time ago. If its green, rolling hills, its full moons, its blazing sun, allowing the moonlight to grace my skin lets me relive it for but a moment. What it truly means to be alive is to be happy. Her tone is nostalgic and longing. Whatever she's thinking of, she remembers it fondly. I can also understand why she longs for the world she knew. I yearn to be able to return to my old life too. Even though the world around me has changed, that does not mean I have to forget the past. I do not think that this is the best way to spend your time, Raylan. Your journey only begins in a few days. You must be well rested and prepared. Spying on your Empress is not an appropriate way to do that. Leave me to my memories. In shame, I immediately begin to pull myself back to my own body. So, this is it. We just finished our last training session. We're finally going to be leaving the capital behind today. All that training and indulgence has led to this. I can't help but feel nervous. The start of a journey is never easy. Gwen and Kira will be with me though. With their gifts of stone and lightning, what could possibly beat us? I just hope we don't encounter one of those siege beasts that Kira mentioned. Farseeing wouldn't help me at all with that. Ardena told us that she would personally send us on our way. I'm still not ready to face her after what happened the other night. She'll probably banish me from the city for spying on her. Either way, it's a nervous wait as we stand in these training grounds. The novices that have come out to watch us leave too. Their support makes quite a difference, though they're completely silent at the moment. The tension in the air is so thick that you could cut it with a blade. There's no excitement about going on an adventure anymore, just a sense of anticipation. All three of us just stand around idly, waiting for the Empress to see us off. We're all afraid. I can feel it. Only Kira knows what we may see while we're in the mires. Gwen and I have only a vague idea. I know that Gwen is a lot more afraid than I am, though. She shuffles back and forth nervously, triple checking that she has everything she needs in her bags. I swear that I see a spark or two fly from her fingertips as she waits. Hopefully she doesn't call down a bolt of lightning by mistake. Kira doesn't seem to be doing much better. She's brooding to herself, her face fixed into a deep, scary-looking scowl. It always looks like that. Over and over again, she taps her boot-covered foot on the bare dirt beneath her. No one says anything. We all know what everyone is thinking. We've had our speeches about courage and reassured each other through this whole month, indulged in our luxuries and finished whatever business we may have had in the capital. But now that we're here, we're terrified. I can't let my fears overtake me though. This is finally a chance to return to my old home. Most importantly, this is a chance to be a heroine. Hopefully not a dead heroine though. Sure, buddy. I know we're all afraid, but I think it'll be fine. This is what we've been training for, right? No one responds. We just fall back into the same brooding silence. Gwen also tries to break it. Kira, you've been to the Mars before, right? Yes. For sure. Do you think we'll make it? I don't know. She's obviously not feeling very friendly at the moment. Gwen lowers her eyes after Kira's blunt dismissal. Okay, I won't ask. Sorry. Thank you. She looks really tense. Tenser than I've seen her ever. Going into the mires must have her nervous too. We've all been told how foul the mires are, and now nothing wholesome grows within them. Kira knows all about it firsthand though. To willingly return to somewhere as evil as the mires are, I can only admire her bravery. If she can confront her fears, then I can too. Raylan, do you think you're ready? As ready as I can be. I can't exactly turn my skin into stone or throw lightning though. We'll use you to scout the area when we set up camp. You should be able to use your Farseeing while you're there, right? That's a good point. I can't Farsee into the mires from here, but it might be a different story once I'm there. It's possible. I can use my Farseeing to get a bird's eye view if we need it. Good. You're going to make sure that we don't get lost. I can climb to the treetops and set markers to keep track of our progress. Markers? Kind of like how in the olden days, they had chiseled stones to mark the way through the forest. Why do you have to place them at the treetops though? Because we can't afford to backtrack to see where we're going. Those markers are enchanted to remain in there for extended periods of time. We merely have to look to the sky to see where we're going. Is that all we're going to rely on? No, the Empress assured me that she would give us the means to navigate through the forest. Between that and the beacons, we should be able to find our way. She seems really concerned with knowing exactly where we are in the mires. It's nice to know that we aren't going to be lost then. That is the least of our worries, Gwen. There are much worse things than getting lost out there. Right. Anyway, I'm going to need you two to watch my back when I'm setting the beacons. There are a number of monsters that wander through the treetops. They're not stupid, so don't treat them like they are. As we discuss Kira's plans for navigating the mires, an ethereal figure steps out from the entrance to the training grounds. Ardena, our Empress, has finally arrived. Kira grows silent as she watches Ardena slowly approach us. Greetings, Empress. Greetings, Kira. I trust you have been busy training as always. Yes, we're as ready as we'll ever be. I'm glad to hear that. Slowly, she turns to look at Gwen. What of you, Gwen? Have you learned to control your gift yet? As much as I can, your Empress. She seems to be seizing up, measuring our worthiness of sizing up. You are all ready. You have no idea how grateful I am for your help. I so sincerely wish I could join you in person, but I have my duties here. To abandon all of these people when they're so afraid would not be fitting for an Empress. You have my blessings, and I will make sure to keep in touch with you. Both Gwen and Kira look at each other skeptically. My Empress, how exactly do you plan to do that? With what looks like a smirk on her face, the Empress looks over at me. I have my means, Gwen. Oh, that sly grin. You will know when you see it. Now what exactly does she mean by that? How could she possibly help us out there? We have to rely on our own wits and skills in the mires, as Kira has been telling me for the last few weeks. Well, there's no point in delaying this any farther. We're marching into the mires. Come on, you two. There's not much I can do to argue about that. It's finally time to go and face my fears. Before we leave, Ardena reaches out to me. There's something clasped in her hand. Take it. It's the necklace. What could she possibly be giving me at the last moment? As I reach forward, she presses something hard and circular into my hand. Oh, never mind. Looking more closely, I find it's a strange looking... Looking more closely, I find it's a strange looking compass. A tiny shard of some kind of crystal sits in the middle of it. This shard hovers just below the glass surface. Where is it pointing to exactly? This will help you find the star. I would not be so foolish as to send you in there with no means of finding your way. Even with your Farseeing Kira's plan, if you were to become lost in the mires, you would never find your way out. The very trees and ground will move against you to ensure you lose your way. I cannot let that weight on my conscience to simply send you to die. So, consider this my parting gift to you. Please, for the sake of the entire Empire, make it back alive. The gravity of what I'm doing fully weighs on me after she says that. I'm going to be leaving the capital for the first time in many years. I'm going to be exploring one of the most dangerous places imaginable. A place from which it is said that no one has ever emerged alive from before. To find a fallen star which has some significance that I can only guess at. Would I have agreed to this if it were anyone but the Empress asking me to do it? Probably not. I've seen many things during my time, Raylan. I've known life, love, death. I know that, above all else, life is fragile. So, protect your life. Protect the lives of your fellow warriors. Go now. The mires await you. I won't let you down. I will not let you down, Empress. We will return. I believe you in all. Oh, I believe in you all. So, safe travels. She turns her back to us, leaving the training grounds in her usual graceful manner. There's no turning back now. It's time for us to face the mires. And we'll do that next time. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up for me and subscribe for more Sakura Fantasy.